Hey, good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Nights with Ping. Wow, I just got some. Totally forgot this fight was on today, and I should have known. But if you guys were watching the Tim Zoo fight, apparently Tim Zoo a couple of minutes ago just got absolutely demolished. This was supposed to be like his big comeback fight after that terrible injury earlier this year against Sebastian Fundora, and the Aussie got absolutely annihilated in the ring. This is not not the comeback anyone wanted. Apparently, his team had to throw in the towel. How terrible! Yeah, I'll show you. I got a thing here. We'll start the show with this. There you go. You can see Tim in the background there. Um, Sounds like he got floored 4 times inside 3 rounds. So he got dropped a bunch of times inside the first few rounds. That's not good. Says here Australian Tim Zoo has lost his world title fight after TKO. Oh man, that sucks. Inside the second round. What? Knocked him down 3 times in the second round. Oh my god. I think that's probably it for Tim. I mean, I love Tim, and I thought that was a great story coming out of Australia, especially earlier this year. But oh man, that's not good. That's a bad fight. That's a bad fight. After he lost his world title earlier this year to Sebastian Fundora, when he split his head open, Fundora's elbow split his head open. He had a terrible injury, just gushing blood throughout the fight. Ended up losing it. Then he came back. He was medically knocked out for a period of time. He wasn't able to fight due to a medical waiver. See, because of the gash to his head, he wasn't allowed to fight until it was healed. So he was knocked out for about half a year. And then this was supposed to be his big comeback fight, and wow, that is terrible. Uh, I don't know what to tell you, but I think that's probably his career. I think that's probably it for Tim. Hey Wendy, how are you? Good to see you. Sorry, I literally just got a alert headline as we went press the live button that this had happened. So this is my pure reaction to it, unfortunately. Um, all right. Shall we get to some actual true crime? Wendy says, by the way, Wendy R says, great to hear you. Thanks for spending time with us. Thank you for the super chat. I very much appreciate it. It's very kind of you to do that. Um, and it's very generous of you. I appreciate it. Sean says, too soon for a comeback bout. Too soon for something. I'm not sure. Hey, Sean, Mamma Mia, Diamond Heart. I Hate Mornings is here. My friend Emily Narb. Who else is here? Marlene Clausen, Gayla's here. STL Cards, Betty C, Rachel, Diamond Heart. Yeah, all these people. Thanks for coming out. I would have been on earlier. I had no idea Trish wasn't doing a show today, so I just assumed I was going to be on it sometime at midnight, like sometime between 11:30 and midnight when she jumped off, and I didn't know that she wasn't doing a show at all. So sorry about that. I would have been on earlier if I had known. So there you go. If you are a boxing fan, the Australian Tim Zoo goes down in Florida. Is that where they did it? In Florida? In Orlando. In Orlando. Well, I don't know what he got so close to taking over the world, right? If he had won the one in February or the one at the start of the year against Fundora, I think it was March or April. If he had won that, he would be a different guy now. He would have been looking for a unification. Uh, big would have been big fights for him. Now having 2 losses in a year, I think that's probably almost it. He won't get big fights anymore. This was his big fight for a comeback. It's done. Um, yeah, no web sleuths tonight. You watched the boxing last night? Remember Muhammad Ali in his prime? No, I don't. I was too young. I mean, obviously, I know who he is and I've seen his fights, but I don't know who he is. That really, really sucks. Let me see if I can find something about Tim. Well, we're going to go to Trixie, but want to load something up here for later. We'll have a look at Tim's stuff near the end of the show. Hey, Troy, he was knocked out. Far out. Never been knocked out in his career. That sucks. I think that's probably it. All right. Yeah, go Niners tomorrow. Niners tomorrow against Kansas City. That'll be a very interesting game. Niners need to win. It's a must-win game for the Niners. Have to win. They have to have it. If they don't win against Kansas tomorrow, they're in tatters. They really are because they show they can't hang with the best in the NFL. They have to. It can't even be a close loss. It has to be a win. It must be a win tomorrow. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm a bit rocked by that news. I was really hoping that he was going to be back on his world title unification train after this, but that's it for the Aussie. We're going to have to look to his brother. His brother's an up and comer fighter at the moment too. All right, let's go to the story we're talking about at 3 a.m. in the morning, which was Trixie Struder missing. Well, some news when I woke up this morning, I searched her name again. Apparently, she had been in the company of another missing 14-year-old boy out of North Carolina, and that they had somehow met up and run off together. So I don't know if this is like a Romeo Juliet type situation, or just two young people running away together. But they were found safe. So let me get this for you. Says here, two teens believed to be traveling together after meeting online, found safe. It's 14-year-old Trixie Struder of Radcliffe, Arkansas, was found safe in the company of 14-year-old Sam Smith of Wadesboro, North Carolina. Arkansas police reported that the two had met online. Smith was reported missing from North Carolina on October 17. Struder was last seen the night of October 18th. They said further information has not been provided at this time, but they both have been located safe. So that's good news. I'm guessing at least they're not injured. There's nothing untowards happening. Yeah, freaking come on. Sorry about that. Intercom went off. Did you guys hear that? It was so loud. I reckon we need to be able to turn it down, but there is no way to turn it down. Um, I didn't swear. I didn't swear. I didn't swear. I just went. I said part of it. I didn't swear. What is it? Oh, it's for your phone. Okay. All right. Yeah. So Trixie found safe. 14-year-old took her cat and two backpacks. It almost sounds like she was packing up to leave to go forever. I mean, why else would you take your animal with you if you were planning on coming back? It sounds like she was in complete runaway mode. Like, I'm leaving, I ain't never coming back. So y- yeah, that was our courier on a Sunday at 2 o'clock. Yeah, see, no swearing on this channel. We ain't swearing. Uh, yeah, very odd. So when I was reading on social media about this this morning, some people actually had figured this out before the authorities had released it. Some very clever people had pinned together that there was a missing 14-year-old out of North Carolina a day before Trixie went missing. These guys very clever. I actually saw their posts on social media before the authorities announced it. Somehow they had connected two and two together, and they went, "Hey, they said that she might be with another person. There's this other person around the same age missing out of North Carolina." Very, very clever. Here, I can show you a photo of them both. For some reason, when we go to the articles, his photo is missing. I don't know if because he's underage, they've taken it away, or his parents have requested that they take it down or something, but which does happen in these type of Amber Alerts. So here's Sam Smith, and this is Trixie Struder. Both were missing out of their individual states. One is Arkansas, one is North Carolina, but it says now they've been found safe. So good news. Hey, we always want people to be found safe. I don't want people to be found in a ditch or something like that. I don't want any stories about anyone being found deceased. You have no need for a Custra. Oh, we're not allowed to swear. Otherwise, Kathy Lynch won't come and hang out with us. She, maybe I'll start a Twitch channel, and then I can swear a lot. Can you swear on Twitch? I'm not sure if you can. Hold on, let's see. Twitch. Oh, that's all? So on Twitch, you just have to tag your stream that you may be using vulgar language. That's it. Oh, that's all you have to do? Oh, there you go. That's all you have to do. You just have to tag your stream that you may swear in it. As we're in on YouTube, you swear more than a couple of times and they derank your videos. We've had a hard week with YouTube this week. It's been a real hard week. All right, let's get to more true crime. That's Trixie. I'm glad she's found safe. I know a lot of people were messaging me overnight, so I did a stream at like 3 a.m. in the morning last night. I was bored and I just got home from a family dinner and I was still very amped up because we were at this Asian restaurant and it was very loud and we're all screaming and talking, trying to talk to each other. And that we were there for like 3 or 4 hours. And by the time I made it home, I was still wide awake, and I was like, "What am I gonna do? It's like 3 a.m. in the morning. I don't want to keep watching Shark Tank or whatever." So I was like, "Hey, I'll jump on and hang out with you guys." And we ended up talking about a story about a sister who murdered her other, well, sister, and her name is Jamie J. Bush, 53 of Honey Eyed Falls. And we were trying to find out more about her, but we couldn't. Last night, we were unable to find a photo of her, a booking photo, like anything. The only thing we have is a photo of the sister, the one who was unfortunately murdered. Yeah, here's Penny. This is Penny. This is the victim right here from this photo was released from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. But trying to find a photo for the one who was arrested, can't do it. I haven't been able to find anything. It's very odd. But there is some new details in here, actually. So if you don't know this story, Penny was last seen on October 6th of this month. About 10 days later, police attended for a welfare check at her property, and I think they came into contact with her sister. Something happened, we don't know what, but they went to the river in town and recovered Penny's body. Then the sister was arrested and charged with second-degree murder and 2 counts of, something to do with, destruction of evidence, or what's the actual charge? Hold on, let me look up the actual charge. It's something to do with evidence or taken into custody Friday, charged with the murder. Yep. All right, here, Honeyeyed Falls. I don't know why we're so. Yeah, she was charged with murder. What's the other charge? Yeah, tampering with physical evidence. Thank you. So she was charged with 2 counts of tampering with physical evidence and charged with second-degree murder over the death of her sister. But we've been trying to find a photo that we can show of Jamie. Like, it's very interesting that there's just no photo of the suspect, but there is of the victim. Like, when I search Jamie Bush 53 of Honeyeyed Falls, look, I'll search it in Google, and then I'll go to images, and I get a photo of Jesse Vang. How does that work? How does that work, people? He's following me. Look at this. I'll show you. You guys don't believe me? I searched her name. This is the accused, not the victim. The victim in the blonde hair here, that is Penny. But look right, who's this? Who's this on the right here? This is Jesse Vang and Katrina Bauer. They're following me, I swear. Taunting me. Here, I'll go back to this one. Yeah, so no further details really. Here. So deputies responded to a home in the village of Honeyeyed Falls outside Rochester on October 11, but Penny was nowhere to be found. Deputies noted a few things were odd and out of the ordinary and called the officers' criminal investigative team. The details of what they found were not revealed. So I'm not sure what led them to the river or what they found at her property or why it was so easy to zero in on the sister. But they arrested her like a day later and were like, hey, we're going to do you with murder of your sister. We have a bunch of evidence. And so we speculated that we found out that the the mom the mum of Jamie and Penny died in September 1 of this year. And we were all speculating last night that maybe the murder of Penny had something to do with the mother dying. Maybe an inheritance or someone didn't get what they thought they were supposed to get in the death of the mum, and it led to a fight between these two. Because otherwise, why would you go out of your way to kill your sister who doesn't live in town, who's only been there for, less than a year? It's all very odd. And there is a bit of an age gap between these two, too. Penny, the victim, is the older sister to Jamie. Jamie is the younger sister. She's 53. Her sister's 62. So almost a decade between them. Very interesting story. I hope we'll find out more this week. So if you missed that last night, we talked about it a lot. Here. They say Sheriff Baxter said that investigators had established significant evidence and probable cause to arrest her sister, Jamie Bush, for the murder of Penny. What is the significant evidence, and why was it so easy to find her and track her down? Did she admit to it? When cops found her, did she just say, "Yeah, I did it"? That almost feels like maybe that's what happened. Because how did they know her body was in the river? It's not like they just went, "Oh, someone left a note at the house that we could find a body in the river." I'm probably guessing that's not what happened. So who told them that the body was in the river? Unless neighbors saw it or witness. It's very odd. Hopefully we'll have more about this in the coming days. I hope so. Permaculture, hey, how are you? Maybe a golden child and a black sheep situation. Could be. Maybe the older sister was sort of like the one that was trusted a lot, got a lot of privilege from the mom or something like that, and the younger sister was sort of like, yeah, the black sheep of the family. Maybe when the mom died, she didn't get what she thought she was owed. So, yeah, I love when CCTV follows me to the river. No, I'm not sure. Um, Evil says, "What case is this?" This is the case of a woman from Honeyeyed Falls. Where is Honeyeyed Falls, Ping? I don't know. Monroe County. Where's Monroe County? I don't know. Where actually? What state is this? Ping's now lost in US geography. In upstate New York. That's what they're saying. Monroe County, New York. There you go. I feel like we've been here before. Does anyone remember that I had trouble with the name of this town before? I feel like we've been to Honey-Eyed Falls before. I don't know what for or what case it was, but I feel like we've been in this town previously. So yeah, this if you missed last night's live stream, it's for this woman here. This is the victim. She's 62 years old. No, yeah, 62. Her sister is 53. Her sister was arrested over her murder, second-degree murder, and 2 counts of tampering with physical evidence. And that's all we know right now. That's all we know. All we know is that her body was pulled from the river in town when she hadn't been seen for about 10 days, something like that, close to just over a week. They hadn't seen her. Cops went to her home for a welfare check, and then between what happened at the welfare check and finding her body in a river and arresting her sister over the murder, we don't know. It just all happened, and they did a press conference, and that was it. So hopefully we'll find out. They said when the DA's office is allowed to release more information about the investigation, that the media will get copies of whatever they're allowed to give out. So they said when that time comes, they'll be able to tell the media. So why they can't tell that now, I'm not sure. But maybe she's waiting for an initial hearing, which might happen Monday, I would say. Let's see, anything in here that we can... No. And it's very interesting. We also thought it was interesting last night that it's second-degree murder, not first-degree murder. And we were like, was it like an act in the motion where they're having a fight, it went too far and she killed her sister? Because it's interesting that it's not first degree. Like, you know, your sister's body just doesn't end up in the river for no reason, right? You're not just like, oh yeah, we had a fight and I took her to the river. I took her to the levee, but the levee was dry. No, people don't end up in rivers for no reason. All right, let me move this and then we'll see what else I can find on Penny Bush, 62. Very sad though. It's the fact that, Penny already lost her mom and then she was a victim of a violent crime less than a month and a half later from her own sister. It's pretty brutal. Yeah, maybe we can play this for you.
A stunning arrest in the death of a woman whose body was found in the Genesee River. Tonight, her sister charged with murder. Neighbors in shock.
It's been a place where you trust the kids to be outside in the dark and so forth. It's never been an issue.
Good evening. I'm Matt Malloy. 62-year-old Penny Bush of Honey-Eyed Falls was reported missing on Saturday. Her body discovered just days later in the Genesee River in Rush. And tonight, her sister sits in the Monroe County Jail, charged in her death. 13 WHAM's Stephen Pappas was at today's announcement from the sheriff's office and heard from a neighbor as well today. Stephen, good evening.
Yeah, Matt, good evening. It definitely was a stunning announcement earlier today by Monroe County Sheriff's deputies. And now neighbors are describing what they've seen over the last week. Monroe County Sheriff's deputies today identifying the victim as 62-year-old Penny Bush of Honey-Eyed Falls. Investigators also sharing a stunning twist with the arrest of Penny's sister, 53-year-old Jamie Bush, charging her with Penny's murder. The suspect works as a paraprofessional for Honey-Eyed Falls Lima Middle School. Honey-Eyed Falls' mayor saying the situation has been jarring for the community.
People were very concerned about safety. They're seeing the drones, they're seeing the canine, they're seeing all the vehicles in the staging area. And that raised a lot of flags for people, obviously.
Jamie is charged with murder in the second degree, tampering with physical evidence, and was arraigned in Mendon Town Court earlier today and was sent to Monroe County Jail.
You know, someone in the chat said the river looks very mucky and dirty. It does, right? But is that from all the rainfall that everyone's had from the hurricanes and stuff like that? That's a really awful place to put your sister, right? Look how murky and green and like it's not a nice river, at least not right now. Pretty awful place to dump a body, especially of a loved one. I think that's pretty horrible.
Being held without bail. Stanley Warboys lives right across the street from Penny. He says that she had been living there for around a year and tells me from the beginning of the investigation, he knew something was very wrong.
Just the amount of activity, it wasn't your typical missing person.
Stanley has been living in Honeoye Falls for most of his life and says the investigation has been unsettling for their small town.
Sort of sad that our reputation of being a safe community has been compromised a little bit. It's been a place where you trust the kids to be outside in the dark and so forth. It's never been an issue.
Honeoye Falls Lima School District says it's placed Jamie on leave and is fully cooperating with law enforcement during the investigation. Matt?
So there you go, a bit more information about it. Yeah, that's why I was wondering if it was from the hurricane. Yeah. Danny says, I think loved one doesn't apply when you off them. Well, genetically linked then is the word we'll use. Genetically linked. Rachel's, yeah, run off. That's why I was wondering if it was the hurricane, but. All right, Thavi, have fun with your granddaughter. Say hi to your granddaughter. Hey, Thavi's granddaughter. Hope you're having a good time with grandma. All right, let's keep going. That is a very odd case. I hope we do find out more about that connecting dots between that welfare check and arrest of her sister, Jamie. Until then, I don't know. It's a bit of a weird, very strange story. Yeah, so it says here in the press conference, they said they can't elaborate on the nature of the information which led them to the river or where the body was eventually found or what they found at the home. Muffin, what's wrong? Hey, buddy. Muff, what's wrong? Muffin's just here. You guys can't see him, but he's trying to get my attention for something. What's wrong? Nothing? All right. I think he's just hot. He likes to sleep under blankets, even in summer. And I think he just got hot. He's like, I want to air out. Let's see. All right, let's keep going. We've got more true crime to talk about than this. But hey, good news, Trixie found safe. More about that weird killing in upstate New York. Upstate New York? Is that correct? Hold on. Is that where it is? Where is this place? Hold on. If we go out, it's near Rochester, right? Near Syracuse. Oh, it's not upstate. It's more near Buffalo, like near Niagara Falls, like out that way. It's not really north. It's more western part, is it? Yeah, like western New York. It's more near Buffalo. That's where it's showing me on the map. Let's see. All right. Let's keep going. We've got more stories to tell you. What should we do? We've got 2 stories. I think I've got a missing person, and we've got. All right, we'll do this one. We always like to go to Florida, right? We love Florida. It's the land of lots of information and strange crimes. So let's head to Florida. It says sheriff in Orange County lieutenant killed by former deputy / husband. Let's read. Let's play this story from WESH or WESH 2.
Tonight, a former Orange County Sheriff's deputy is behind bars accused of killing his estranged wife, who was also a lieutenant deputy.
The sheriff's office is mourning the loss of Lieutenant Ellie Shea tonight. West 2's Luana Munoz is joining us live outside of the home where all of this happened. Luana.
And Michelle, Summer, just a few hours ago, deputies removed the crime scene tape here on El Prado Avenue. This is where they say they shared the home. This is where Ellie and Anthony Shea shared a home, and this is where they believe they're now investigating the murder of one of their own.
It's a sad thing. So, I mean, I don't know what kind of man would do something like that to the wife, but I mean, if you have problems, just leave.
Neighbors are in shock tonight after the Orange County Sheriff's Office arrested former deputy Anthony Shea on first.
Sorry, did you hear what that guy said? That guy just said what we say. Yeah, where is he? This guy in the hoodie. He wears a hoodie like me. Hey, buddy, let's hear what you have to say again.
It's a sad thing. So, I mean, I don't know what kind of man would do something like that to the wife, but I mean, if you have problems, just leave.
Neighbors are in shock tonight after the Orange County Sheriff.
I like that guy. I like that guy. He thinks just like I do. If you have problems, just leave. We just advocate for that over and over again. I like it. I like that guy. He knows what the go is. He really does. He's probably a closet Ping fan. He must be, because that we should put that on a shirt. Divorce is an option, and so is leaving. Killing is never an option. It's I've never heard someone in a press conference actually say that, and yet we've repeated it about 50 times on this channel when reading stories about partner violence. All right, let's watch the rest of it.
Sheriff's Office arrested former deputy Anthony Shea on first-degree murder charges for the death of his wife, Eloilda Shea, who goes by the name Ellie. In a statement by Sheriff John Mina that reads in part, quote, "We have all struggled this week with feelings of shock, grief, and guilt while we tried to make sense of Ellie's death, which was meant to appear as a suicide." According to the arrest report, it happened Monday at around 2 p.m. in the couple's home on El Prado Avenue. Deputies found Ellie with a gunshot wound, and she was later pronounced dead. The report says that Anthony Shea said, quote, "We had a bad night last night arguing about my affair." Anthony Shea had an affair which was uncovered and became the subject of an internal investigation at the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Anthony Shea stated he resigned due to being under investigation for having intercourse on duty. According to the report, Anthony Shea told investigators that Ellie needed some space, so he left the home with their 2 daughters and went to Publix. He claimed when he returned, he opened the unlocked bedroom and discovered Ellie Shea on the bed in a pool of blood. Anthony Shea says he pulled Ellie from the bed and started CPR and dialed 911. Shea originally gave full consent for detectives to investigate the scene, but he returned to the home hours later and, quote, revoked his consent to search his residence. The report said Anthony Shea attempts to control the crime and direct deputies to evidence which will confirm his alibi. Detectives believe Anthony Shea sent messages from Ellie's cell phone. The report says that he inadvertently activated the audio recorder from her phone, which captured audio for more than 50 minutes. A gunshot is not heard, and it's believed Ellie was not alive during the recording. The audio recording captures Anthony Shea returning to the bedroom and remaining in the room for 50 seconds before calling 911.
You know, we always talk about, like, so we're talking a bit about catchphrases. We always say things like, you know, you can just leave, you shouldn't kill people or murder people. It's divorce is an option. Yeah, this guy is an idiot, right? I think we all know that. But at the same time, I always go back to that Chris Rock joke. And Chris Rock joke says, you know, in some industries we can't have any bad eggs. And he says he relates policing to airline pilots. He can't, you know, We can't have some pilots who like to crash. You know, you can't have an airline that says, well, we got a few bad eggs. You know, some of them like to crash. It's not, you know, we've got to have all the people who land airplanes. It's very, very similar to policing. We can't have a few bad eggs. It's very much the same idea. This guy killed what seems like a very lovely young lady, and he just seems like a brute. And yeah, it says Orange County lieutenant shot and killed by former deputy husband. It's maybe putting it too kindly for a label for him. Murderer would be a good one.
It says he didn't provide medical aid, nor does he become emotional to Ellie's condition. And also in that statement, Sheriff John Mina said that he was sending out his prayers for Ellie's 2 little girls. He called her death devastating. Tonight, Anthony Shea remains behind bars in Orange County Jail on no bond.
Another mother of a couple of children wiped out of this earth, never given the chance, and taken away from her children far too young by some just over controlling brute of a guy who thinks, oh my god, because I've been dipsticking other women, I have to kill her now. Like, walk away. Just walk away. It's so much easier. That's what he's supposed to be advocating to DV people when he was a deputy. He can't even follow his own advice. He knew it was a bad egg on duty cheater. That's right. Rachel says, I really hope that there's a family to care for those children. Yeah, let's have a closer look. Let me find out if I can find anything about where the kids are now. Hopefully with family. Let's see. Her name was Ellie Shea. And she was from OCSO. We've dealt a lot with that police department actually in the last, I don't know, a million years. Let's go to WFTV. Let's see if we have anything else here. Nope, they're not going to let me go on it. I really do need to get a VPN working. Let me transfer you here. I like this photo of her, you know, at work with pride, and that's a nice way to remember her. I think that's a nice photo of her. It says here, former Orange County Sheriff Office Sergeant forced to resign earlier this year was arrested Friday in the killing of his estranged wife. A lieutenant with the agency detectives initially believed she had killed herself. They're saying the sheriff's office on Friday afternoon announced that Anthony Shea, a 49-year-old sergeant who quit during an internal investigation of an on-duty affair, was in custody days after Lieutenant Ellie Shea, 39, was reported dead at their family home. According to a partially redacted report released to news outlets, Anthony told detectives Monday he left for Publix with his children after he was asked to leave following a text message supposedly from his wife, and it says, Tony, I can't do this anymore. Please understand it's too much what you did to me. I can't anymore. Take the girls for a drive. Give me some space, please. So let me guess that was him trying to do a alibi. But a discovery of audio recordings on Ellie's phone painted a different picture. According to investigators who needed a search warrant for the couple's cell phones after Anthony Shea revoked consent, of course he did, the recording began 3 seconds after the message was sent and lasted just over 54 minutes. Detectives said in the recording they hear a male voice identified as Anthony Shea as he left the home and returned about 40 minutes later, in time to make the 911 call reporting his wife's death. At no point in that recording was Ellie heard on it, nor did detectives hear a gunshot, leading them to believe she was killed by her husband, who then sent himself a message from her phone just before leaving the home with the children. Anthony is currently in Orange County Jail without bond, and here's a photo of his dumb, ugly head. Come on, Chrome Dome man, here you go. Let's look at your face. It says here, in a statement, Sheriff John Mina mourned Ellie, calling her a rising star in the department, who deeply cared about her work with the agency and had served at the agency since May 2011. So she's a veteran. She's been around a long time in policing. 13-year career. They say here, we have all struggled this week with feelings of shock, grief, and guilt while we tried to make sense of Ellie's death, which was meant to appear as a S word. I want to thank our homicide detectives who had the extraordinarily difficult job of investigating a colleague's murder for their diligence in ensuring justice for Ellie. It's devastating to know that we will never be again on the receiving end of her kindness or warm smile. We pray for her two girls and the rest of her family and all those who love her. It says here Anthony had worked at the sheriff's office since October 2006, but was forced to resign for having sex while on duty, a detail not shared in the agency's press release, but mentioned in an affidavit, oh, ping, detailing his arrest. According to the document, he told the detectives, I cheated on her. There's an investigation. I quit because it's too embarrassing. The Orlando Sentinel has filed public records requests for the internal investigative report and other records, which has not been fulfilled. Well, it probably will be soon. Because of Florida's sunshine laws, they will probably have to give out those records because they don't pertain to this murder investigation. They probably will have to approve them at some point. So we may actually find out more about his why he left the department and who he had the affair with. Who was he having sex with on duty? Sebastian? I don't see anything really worth talking about for him. Yeah, I'm no. I told you all. I'm happy to talk about Sebastian if there's pertinent information to finding him. If it's not, then I just consider it noise. It's just not real. It doesn't add anything to his finding the child, and it adds to the crap on YouTube, like true crime whirlpool of just absolute rubbish, and I'm not gonna do that. Ladies, cops cheat, avoid. That's not the first one I've heard of. I've heard of other. What was that one in? Was there one in Missouri where a bunch of cops got done for banging that one cop? Like she was basically having orgies at work. Do you remember that? We are probably going to get demonetized now after saying that O word. Ping, you got to think. Um, yeah, you're not supposed to say that O word, but there we go. Yeah, do you remember that story? There was a cop in, is it Missouri? And she got fired along with a bunch of other guys, and apparently she was like an open book for the department. She was basically running her own dating service and sexual something at the department, apparently. Yeah, we're not allowed to say that word. All right, hold on, let me find that. What was that? No, it was in Tennessee. It was in Tennessee. Sorry, I don't know why. I thought it was Missouri, but so yeah, 5 officers fired as sex scandal. Royals, Tennessee Police Department investigation found officers participated in girls gone wild type parties, heavy drinking, and having sex while on duty. 3 other officers were suspended without pay. This is her here, I think. Where is it? That's her, right? She's the one who, not naming her, I'm not trying to scarlet letter her. I'm just saying she's one of the main people in this particular story. They're saying a Tennessee police department was in turmoil Tuesday following allegations that at least 5 of its male officers had sex with a female officer both on and off the job. Pretty sure she had a husband too. Pretty sure she had like a husband who was very unhappy after hearing about this. They say so far 5 officers have been fired and 3 more have been suspended without pay as officers in the Nashville suburb, is it Laverne, investigate that the allegations against the 60-person police department. The situation is unacceptable, and as soon as it was brought to our attention, it was immediately investigated and action was taken upon the individuals involved. Our top priority moving forward will include rebuilding the public's trust. They say here, officers spoke about sharing cell phone photos of their genitals, having sex in the police station on duty, and taking part in Girls Gone Wild type of parties. According to the actions of a few, but do not represent the department as a whole, according to the police chief. Yeah, I remember when this went down. Her name is Megan Hall, and she did a bunch of interviews afterwards. Firefighters are the only occupation that cheats more. Wendy says, when do these people actually have time to work? I'm not sure. But this doesn't really have anything to do with the terrible murder in Florida. Danny's comment reminded me of that particular case. Let me just search this woman. I'd like to know more about Lieutenant Ellie. Let's see if we can find a little bit more about her. Can we find a nicer photo of her without a uniform? I mean, not that it's not nice to have a uniform. I just thought it'd be nice to have a photo with her and her children. But looks like that's the only photo they've officially put out. They say detectives find suicide report was murder after two deputies' marriage struggles with on-duty affair. I want to know more about the on-duty affair and who was he having an affair with. They say Orange County Sheriff's deputies arrested the former 49-year-old sergeant on Friday for the murder of his 39-year-old estranged wife. A lieutenant formerly known as her original name was Ellie Padilla, and he called 911 on Monday and told detectives that he had received a text message from her before she killed herself in the bedroom. Yeah. Busted by recording. He got busted in 4K. Busted by the phone recording, apparently. Detectives believe he wrote it after the shooting. They reported an accidental cell phone audio recording about 54 minutes long began 3 seconds after the text message was sent from her cell phone to his. That's like divine intervention. It really is. It's almost like, look, I'm not into the whole woo-woo type thing. It's not me. I walk past people at like dead shows and crystals and this and tarot, and I'm just like, that's not my scene. Like people who do like true crime, oh my god, I have a reading from Maddie Soto. No. Don't send that stuff to me. I will no. It's just a big no from Ping. But I mean, if you like it, that's great. I mean, we all have to have hobbies and things like that. But a accidental recording after he killed his wife that undid his entire, Scooby-Doo-esque plan to get away with murder was, if they did not get that recording, it probably would have been found as probably initially as she did it to herself. Maybe forensically, when they went into it, they would have realized that, some of these details don't match in a specific type of way that most S-word deaths do. But at least for a little while, he would have got away with it. But this cell recording basically dobbed him in. I love it. It's almost like she did it. It's almost like she's like pressed record on the phone to make sure everyone knew that she did not do that to herself. Some sort of like ghostly press of the phone. It really is. It's like karma. It's like instant karma. It's like he committed one of the worst acts you could against a partner or against anyone, and then suddenly the phone starts recording. That is freaky. Yeah, he would have got away with it if it wasn't for those meddling audio recordings on a phone. Wow. I mean, I don't know if I've ever heard of anyone getting busted by like autocorrect or, accidental touching of a phone. Bizarre. Really bizarre. I'm glad they did though, because yeah, he may have got away with it for a while. But they're able to match things up, and there's certain ways that people's wrists move in S-word deaths that if you just pull a gun and shoot someone, they don't match because of the way like the firearm kicks back and things like that. They're able to determine it doesn't always work out, but sometimes they're able to determine whether that person actually pulled the trigger themselves or someone fired at them. Uh, there's certain things they're able to figure out on a forensic level. Yeah, woo woo. It is woo woo at its finest. Danny says cheating is a form of abuse. Get your fine self out the door. Yeah. I mean, I feel like maybe he was manipulative though. You can see he's manipulative in those text messages, right? He's trying to set it up as if she's the one not wanting the relationship, if she's the one who's had too much, not him, her. So she's the problem. Even in death, he tried to mark it as she's the driving force. And that just shows you what kind of a manipulative B word he is. All right. Really wish there was a nice photo of her and her children. Maybe when they have a memorial for her. That would be nice. All right. I want to talk about this one because I love when people get busted for shoplifting. All right, let's go to I don't know what news channel this is. This is Local News Live 6 News WOWT in Omaha, Nebraska. I don't think we do too many stories out of Omaha, Nebraska. No, you're not going to play the video? Well, thanks. Thanks for that. It says here, a woman. Oh, it's from Florida. Why did it take me to this one? Why did it take me to Omaha? That's okay. We'll go to the county sheriff. New officer, $10,000 just approved by the city council. Oh my lord. I want $10,000. Completion of a probationary period. Apply now. I will apply now. Says here, woman uses child to steal over $1,000. On October 12, 2024, officers working for the Cape Coral Police Department responded to Target, located at 1890 Northeast Pine Island Road, for a theft that occurred the day prior. Target's loss prevention staff advised that an unknown adult female came into Target with a child under the age of 10. Loss prevention provided video footage documenting the female loading up a cart with merchandise, giving the cart to the child, and using the child to walk out of the store with a cart full of merchandise. The value of the stolen items was estimated to be $1,111. Two big ticket items were a barista machine and a vacuum cleaner. Detectives launched an investigation and sent the woman's picture to other officers and detectives, and on October 17, an officer responded to a complaint of a woman panhandling. The officer recognized the woman from the posted picture related to the Target theft investigation. She was identified as Elizabeth Novak, date of birth 8th of the 11th, 2000. The investigation revealed that Novak loaded the cart with merchandise prior to briefly separating from the child. Novak was seen pointing towards the exit doors and intentionally having the child leave the store with a shopping cart without attempting to pay. She followed the child a few minutes later out of the store. They say Elizabeth was arrested and charged with the following: 1 count in violation of Florida statute grand theft, and then the other one was contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Here's her booking photo. I'm surprised they don't try and do some sort of like, with male people who are arrested, they try and do like, oh my God, he's like the hot bad guy that's been arrested. I'm surprised there's not men out there who try to do that with female arrestees as well. Gayla says, "What woman would leave their children with that POS?" That's true. Hey Maria, I know a barista machine and a vacuum cleaner. What would you need a barista machine and a vacuum cleaner for if you're panhandling and potentially homeless? Where are you going to vacuum? The side of the street, or I don't get it. Or are you just going to try and sell it for cash? Let's see if we can find anything more about this woman. I can't believe she used her child or a child to steal stuff from Target. She gave the thing to the child and went, "Go out the door, darling. I'll meet you out there." Let's see if we can find anything about her. Elizabeth Novak. What else has she been done for? I'm sure she has a arrest record. Oh, Lauren Crime also had it. Oh, they were able to find the bloody Lauren Crime. They get everything. This is her on the surveillance footage right here. That's her, I guess, walking out of the Target, probably following the kid. They say Elizabeth Novak, 23, stands accused of 1 count each of grand theft larceny over $750 but less than $5,000, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor by causing a child to commit an act of delinquency. Okay. The odd, striking, and memorable nature of the alleged crime appears to have led to her arrest several days after the fact. On October 12, police responded to the Target. Yep, we know that. Let's see. Here. Police did not say what relation, if any, she has to the child, and they say she remains in detention in Lee County Jail on a combined $15,000 bond. A formal case against her has yet to appear on the Lee County court system's public docket as of this writing. So that was only a few hours ago. So she's still not in the she's not on the docket for court yet. I know, using a child, we don't even know if it's yours. Like, they're not even sure if it's her child. Theft to order? Maybe. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. So there's people out there that will actually go into stores and steal items on order from people for cash. So maybe she was probably trying to sell it. Yeah. They have a site they use. You type in the name into it and your crimes show up. You need to pay a subscription. Maybe we can pay a subscription for it. Oh, is it that? I know what you're talking about now. Oh, no, I know. It's like a background check thing. Yeah. I can't remember what it's called now, but someone told me about it a couple of months ago. They're like, "You need to subscribe to this for your channel," and I'm like, "What is it?" And they're like, "Oh, it's a USA background thing. Like, you can type in any name and get their phone number and their arrest records and like county by county." Is that what it's called? Vine? Okay, I'm not sure. I can't remember, but someone was telling me in PM. They were like, "You need this so you can get the info quicker." And I was like, "Well, how much is it?" And they're like, "Oh, I think it's like $50 a month or something." Oh, interesting. Interesting. I don't know. I guess we could. If you guys think it will give us more details into these type of backgrounds on, like this woman, yeah, we could subscribe to it. We could do that. All right. All right. There we go. I just want to check something on the National Center for Missing and Exploited. Hold on. What? That's interesting. They haven't cleared the alerts from earlier for Sam Smith and Trixie Schroeder. Missing from Ratcliffe, Arkansas. Well, no, he's missing from North Carolina. What is going on? They've been found, right? We just read you the story. Did they go missing again? Or they just haven't cleared? No, they cancelled the warning. They cancelled the Amber Alert. I'm not sure what's going on, but this should be not on here anymore. And I've refreshed, I've cleared cache for it. Let's load Trixie's one. By the way, I know someone asked in chat about the cat. I didn't see anything about the cat. I'm sure if they found Trixie, they probably found the cat. I don't think she's going to hurt her animal. She obviously loved it enough to take it with her. So I think if they found her, they found the animal. I'm not sure why they're still listed on here. But as far as I was aware, their Amber Alert got pulled. Very strange. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'll keep an eye on it. I hope they haven't somehow made it out of custody again and gone on the run. We've seen that happen before. All right. Let's get out of this one. I don't have any new news on Susan Simpson either. I have nothing to tell you. There doesn't seem to be a ton going on. Did we just freeze? Hold on, everyone. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but my browser's just frozen up. I can't control anything. I can't do anything. Hopefully it comes back. Come on. Something just made my browser hang. Let's see if it comes back. Come on, let's not do this game. So we're Hey, so we crashed. I don't know what happened, but it just died on me like not long ago. The entire browser froze up and I couldn't do anything. I was checking KSAT to look for Susan Simpson and everything just went black. And I was sitting here frozen for like a good couple of minutes. So I killed the browser and came back in. I had to reload it all. No, don't take me back to KSAT. I'm not sure what's going on with the KSAT website, but it's causing my browser to hang. Yeah, let me get out of this stuff. Let me get out of this and I'll reload and we'll get going. Maybe we've got too many tabs open. Let me get out of this and this and this and this and this. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. There we go. No, it was KSAT. I moved to the KSAT browser and it just hung. It just froze completely. I couldn't load anything, nothing. Something about their website was causing a lot of issues for my browser. All right. Let's go to Ken's 5 instead. They seem safer. Let's go to that one and I'll show you what's going on. I really don't have a ton on Susan, unfortunately. I'm not sure. They said they're going to search the wooded areas surrounding Olmos Park. That's it. That's all they've said after the search in the landfill was unsuccessful. They're saying she was a beloved mother. Susan Simpson's sister shares the family's devastation as the search continues. She says, "We want everyone to know that we are devastated by the loss of my sister. I am here to be a voice for my sister," and that is Teresa Clark, Susan's sister. They said that she was a beloved mother. She was an incredible person. We want everyone to know that. And they say authorities have
homicides jumped this year in Bexar County.
Yeah. They say authorities have been searching in a wooded area around their home, and they've searched a property up north in Kendall County and a landfill. Saturday, the search continued. Officials with the city of Alamo Heights closed 2 gates into Olmos Park. The gate located at Dick Frederick Drive and the gate at Divine Road for another search of the area. They say Olmos Park police brought in Texas Search and Rescue, who have advanced equipment, technology, and resources, focusing on wooded areas in and around Olmos Park. They say the search will continue and we will not stop until we find her. We are going to bring Suzanne home because Suzanne was an incredible mother, daughter, and sister. They also Clark, Clark also says they express gratitude for all law enforcement agencies, search and rescue teams, and friends that have opened their arms and offered prayers as the search for Susan continues. They said they're just trying our best every single day, praying that she'll be found, because at the end of the day, we want to have closure. That's according to her sister. That they are just saying, keep searching, please. Keep sending in information and help them bring their sister home. It's very sad that the landfill didn't work. What? A murder in Tennessee that the 911 call thought was a bear attack. That sounds really familiar, but I don't know why, James. I don't know why. Hold on. One moment, please. Okay. WUSA 9 has something? If I can go to it. They're saying Dustin Curzon, is that how you pronounce his name? Is seen in the photo from Gallatin County Sheriff's Office here. Looks like he caught a nice fish. They're saying investigators are asking for the public's help in solving a homicide that was so heinous it was initially thought to have been caused by a bear attack in the Big Sky area in Montana. They say a friend found Dustin dead in his tent on Saturday, October 12th, approximately 2.5 miles up Moose Creek Road in a remote camping area, according to the Gallatin County Sheriff's Office. An autopsy found he had suffered multiple chop wounds, including to his skull, that led to his death. They said Dustin was last seen in the area on October 10th as he was leaving to go camping for the weekend. He planned to have a friend join him on Friday afternoon, but they say that Dustin never showed up to the spot to meet up with the friend. According to the sheriff, that friend went searching for Dustin and found his body on Saturday morning. The initial 911 call indicated the death may have been caused by bear attack, the sheriff's office explained in a Facebook post. But when investigators responded, a Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks agent with expertise in bear attacks didn't find any signs of bear activity at the scene. That's when investigators began treating it as a homicide, which was further confirmed by an autopsy. What?
Also new at 5:30, President
That's
Biden has become the first
crazy.
U.S. president to proclaim today as Indigenous Peoples Day. It's not a federal.
Shh. Let's play this.
And a plea for help this morning from the sister of Dustin Jersum, the 35-year-old Belgrade man found brutally murdered last Saturday morning at a campsite near Big Sky. Our Cassidy Powers was at a press conference held on Tuesday where the sheriff, lead investigator, and Jersum's sister asked anyone with information to come forward.
Over the weekend, a Belgrade man was found viciously killed while camping near Big Sky. Wednesday afternoon, a press conference is being held right here at the Gallatin County Detention Center, where an update is being given on the ongoing investigation, and family members are speaking out.
This weekend, we lost our brother, our son, our uncle, our best friends, and our dad in the most unimaginable way.
Jillian Price is the older sister of 35-year-old Dustin Jersum, the Belgrade man found brutally murdered at his campsite Saturday morning. Holding back tears, Jillian described her brother.
Dustin was a great kid. He was born here in Bozeman, and he worked all over the valley. He could have framed your house. He could have poured your foundation. He could have installed your countertops. He was a hardworking, skilled tradesman.
Earlier on Wednesday, Jillian shared these photos of Dustin with me. She tells me Dustin was a great father. He was also loved by many friends around the valley. The last time Dustin was seen was Thursday afternoon when he was leaving to go camping in his truck, a black 2013 Ford F-250 with a black topper.
He was well prepared for a weekend of camping and had plans to meet with a friend on Friday afternoon, but he never made that meeting.
That concerned friend went searching for Dustin Saturday morning. He was the one to find him dead in a campsite to the east of Highway 191 up Moose Creek Road. Dustin's injuries were so intense, his friend reported the incident as a bear attack. But upon investigation,
this is a homicide. We are working all hours of the day and night to find his killer.
Detectives say Dustin sustained multiple chop wounds from a weapon that remains undetermined. Gallatin County detectives have followed a few different leads, but there's currently no one in custody, which is why.
So, who would be out there in the middle of this area at some random time where this guy is camping enough to be able to bring, I'm guessing it's some sort of axe or tomahawk or something like that? Who would have that on them and then attack a person in a tent? What would be the reason behind it? Poaching? Is there poaching in this area that he might have been a witness to? It's very odd. Yeah, not a bear attack. They're saying some sort of sharp-edged weapon, but the injuries were so severe that his friend thought it was a bear attack. Yeah, I've got to think it's someone he knows. It's got to be someone that knew he was out there. How would you come across someone in that particular place, just randomly? Let's go back to that map. Where is it? Moose Creek Road 191. Okay, in Montana. All right, let me see if I can find the correct. What does the video look like? Okay. So what are we looking for? We're looking for 191. There could be a good point that we may not be able to find it. Moose Creek Trailhead. US 191. Hold on. You should be able to find US 191, right? It's showing me as this is the area. Moose Creek. But I don't see 91. Yeah, I'll show you where I am. It's showing me as this is the point here. But that doesn't look right. It doesn't look like their maps either. And I don't see a 91 running across it unless this is it here. That says US 15 or National 15. I-15 or whatever. Not what do they call it? 91? 191. Show me is down here somewhere. Look, even if it is in this area, even if he was, this is Moose Creek here. It's obviously it looks like a dry creek bed. Even if he was somewhere up here hiding and camping or whatever, who would know you're out here? Moose Creek Road. Okay. Even if they did, who would know you were out? Yeah, it looks very remote. There's like a lot of like, tree kind of areas out here. There's not a ton of civilization out here. It looks very like homesteady type areas where there's probably people that own property, but it looks very wildernessy. That's a city word. Moose Creek Trailhead. Trailhead. So there's a parking spot right here. You do see a bunch of cars actually. And they said he was found on Moose Creek Road.
Dustin's east of Highway 10 dead, and he was the one searching for Dustin Saturday morning. He was the one to find him dead in a campsite to the east of Highway 191 up Moose Creek Road. Dustin's injured.
Off 191 up Moose Creek Road. That's what they said. I'm guessing the McLean Creek Road must be 91. Because I don't see another way you get to here. There's Moosetown. It must be here. Somewhere here anyway. Well, there's the trailhead. I don't know who would know you were even out here. He was only there for like a day, right? How do you think it would have to be someone that knew that he was there? Do you think someone just drove past and decided, hey, there's a random hiker, let me axe him to death? It doesn't seem right. Let me go to a different website. Let's see if we can get some other details here. All right. They're saying They didn't find any animal activity in the area. That's why they know it's not a bear attack. They say he was brutally killed at his campsite, and they said they need the public's help. Police do not currently know what weapon was used to kill him, but the object was hard enough to cause significant damage to the skull as well as to flesh areas of the body. The area he was found in is located 2.5 miles up Moose Creek Road, has limited to no cell service, and the last time his family had heard from him was on Thursday. He was supposed to meet up with a friend on Friday. Police found his supplies in his truck near the makeshift campsite. It's in an area with hunters, authorities said, and although it was fairly remote, it has a lot of activity. Do you think that is that trailhead area where all those cars are parked on that map? When you go into this map and you go down in this area, there are a lot of vehicles here. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 different vehicles parked at this trailhead. So and this is on Moose Creek Road. They said he was 2.5 miles up. That's about there, right? If you're coming off this road here or Spring Road, 2.5 miles up Moose Creek Road. That's sort of around here. And this would be about the place you would want to camp. There's a car, there's a car park and somewhere to place a vehicle. It does look like it does get somewhat busy. You can see the outlines of these vehicles right here. Over 2 million acres of land. Yeah, wondering if it is someone he knew. They say, oh, okay. Near the intersection of Tamfrey Creek Road. Didn't we see that on the map? Tamfrey? I thought we saw that road. Tamfrey. All right. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, I found 91. Sorry, we're in slightly the wrong area. Sorry. You can show how much Ping doesn't know where he's going. Oh, this looks much better. Yes. This is like in that video they show you on that website. They show you a crossroad and then sort of how it works, like the map. Where is that? Yeah. They show you that map there. Okay, now I can show you. Here. There's Moose Creek Road, a different Moose Creek Road. There's Gallatin River. Yeah, I gotta get out of this. Stop playing that video. Thank you. There's 91. There's Moose Creek Road. So if he was up and through here, I mean, it is still it's bloody remote. There's not a lot out here. I mean, even if this is a different area of the same region, there's the Swan Creek trailhead. So there's 91. There's that one we saw on the map. Where did they say? Near the intersection of Tamfrey Creek Road, north of Big Sky. Oh, okay. So that's this tiny little offshoot down here. So if he was camping somewhere around here, that's weird. That's It doesn't look like. Do you reckon that there's cabins here? 160. The homicide that occurred along Moose Creek Road near the intersection with Tamfrey Creek Road, north of Big Sky. There's Tamfrey Creek Road. There's Gallatin Road. That's Portal Creek. Moose is all the way up here. Is there some sort of back road that this leads you up? Because they're saying this is Tamfrey Creek. Where does that go? I'm not sure. But there's Moose up here. I'm just going to guess it's somewhere around here. Whatever happened, it's a remote, very remote area. Although there are cabins spotted all throughout here that we saw. And there's all these little back trails too, like coming through these different regions. Lots of like places you could run away from, like get away if you had to. It does look like there's bits and pieces around. Look, someone camping. More maybe camping. So there are people that like sort of hang around here. Rachel says, could be someone he knew or someone that was doing something they should. That's what I was wondering. Is there poachers in this area? Like, are there people that come up here to shoot, I don't know, bears, eagles? I don't know. What are you not allowed to shoot in Montana? What is a protected species in Montana? Are there any? Can you... Yeah, endangered species protection and prohibited list. Is there anything of note? Migratory birds? I mean, I don't see anything. Apparently in other parts of Montana, things like some wolves you can't shoot, some bears you can't shoot, apparently. Anyway, look, this is a bloody remote area. Let's talk about this. They say at 10 a.m. on Saturday, October 12th, a caller reported discovering a deceased male in a tent approximately 2.5 miles up Moose Creek Road. The caller indicated that the death may have been caused by bear attack, but they're saying they didn't find any bear, stuff. They're saying the incident was a vicious attack and detectives are working hard to develop and track down leads. A suspect has not been arrested at this time. If you or someone you know was in the area within the past week and made any observations, contact the sheriff's office and ask anyone with a game or trail cameras in the area. Contact our GCSO Detective Division at 406-582-2121 or by email at detectives@gallatin.mt.gov. I'm just trying to see if anyone here has. Sometimes you get people with like local info that say things on these comments, but yeah, what is their new update? Okay, they say if you're in the Moose Creek area or anywhere in Gallatin Canyon between Thursday afternoon and early Saturday morning and noticed anything unusual, whether you saw Dustin's truck, noticed suspicious activity, or have footage from game cameras or in-vehicle cameras from the area, or observe something out of place, please come forward. Even the smallest detail could be crucial to the investigation. What? This is weird. Someone in the comments says, the day the initial report was released and on the news, Facebook, etc., his picture was up on Are We Dating the Same Guy? Uncensored. Billings, Montana, as someone was asking about him, and then the post was suddenly deleted. I wish I'd gotten a screenshot, but I didn't. So if you don't know what that is, those are like Facebook groups or like groups on TikTok and that. And what they're for is women who are dating men who think maybe the guy is playing around on them or is a bit of a player will post their photo in the like in a local area. So if you live in Melbourne, maybe a woman will post it if you live in a certain suburb, or if you live in New York. Well, this one's for Billings, Montana. And if they post your photo, it's it's designed so women will come forward if they're dating you, either dating you or you're a violent asshole or whatever. Like they will give the dirt to their other ladies. That's what they do. That's what they're for. They're basically to make sure that guys are not cheating or playing women, or they're also for DV related things. So women can post a photo and say, "Hey, has anyone dated this guy? What's he like?" Blah blah blah, that type of thing. Very interesting that someone said that his name and photo were up on a dating thing the same day they found him dead. See here. This group is a place for women to protect and empower one another without being censored into silence. There you go. Women only 18 plus can subscribe for $5.99. We can warn each other about dangers, injuries about partners, and check to make sure that someone is safe before meeting them in person. We can also share dating related humor and seek advice. This is a safe space and will not stop you from sharing your story as long as you pay us $5.99. They've had 4 new posts today. Wow, it's an active group, people. It's a freaking active group. 4 new posts in one day. They are catching on fire. What are their rules? Photos can't contain the following: identifying info such as last name, places of employment, social media handles, date of birth, address, phone numbers. Do not post. Negative words, more than 2 sentences. No sexual or nudity implied. Interesting. So apparently his name was up on this group, and then it was deleted. Why would someone post his name on there? Billings is a 3-hour drive to Big Sky. What about deformation of character? Deformation of character. It's odd. If this is true that he was on there, yeah, a lot of people are saying they saw that post on that particular site. Look, could be someone messing around, because they know he was found deceased or something. But the girl reckons it was on there just as the reports came out that he had died. Maybe it was someone being a jerk. You know, there's guys that get very angry about these type of women-centric type groups that are used to empower other women, and they see it as their job to annoy these women because they feel threatened by it, right? Maybe there was a guy that was like, "Hey, what about this guy?" Do you know what I mean? Knowing that he was murdered. Maybe that's maybe that's what happened. Someone just trolling the group for for the sake of it. Anyway, this is his truck. So we didn't post it before. Defamation of character. I don't know. It's a closed group, Sean. I'm not sure if that even counts. I'm not sure if it counts since it's a subscription only closed group. It's not a public facing kind of comment or, something like that. That's an interesting tip though. What the hell was his photo doing on a dating, do you know this guy type of group on Facebook? Apparently they started a GoFundMe for him. It's raised $13,000 so far for his family. They say our dear brother, friend, son, uncle, and dad, Dustin, was taken from us suddenly, tragically, and far too young. Born and raised in the Gallatin Valley, Dustin was dearly loved by so many in the community. And they said this is to help cover funeral expenses and to establish a fund to care for his children now into the future. You know what's interesting? What's the first thing we hear when Susan Simpson went missing? What's the first thing we hear? Oh, she's a mum. She's a mum. She's got 4 children, right? This guy is a father. I don't think I've read the word father once. Have you? Have you noticed me read the word father one time in any of these stories? I haven't seen it at all. The only place I've seen that he is a father is in this GoFundMe from his family. Interesting. It's not mentioned as much. Like every 2 seconds, if you read about Susan, they're like, she's a mom. She's a mom. She's got 4 kids. Hey, there's a missing mom in Texas. Like the headline here is not murdered father looking for suspect. Like there's nothing like that. Oh, they did say it in this one. Ping go on a great rant and then get owned by my own not looking. Okay, one of them says it. One of the articles does say it. His sister also said it. Yeah, I think it's important that we treat it the same. You know, just like we don't treat women as solely like the maternal mother, like you know, she's the one who looks after the children. We should do that with the men too. If they've got families, they've got offspring, and we should treat them the same way. You know, their children will miss them just as much as they miss like a murdered mother, right? So we should try and treat them equally. Yeah, I find that interesting that it's more about the other stuff, but we should be more onto that as a media and people. Because I'm sure his children don't care whether it's the mother or the father that would be killed. They would miss them both equally. So we should try and be better at that. And just like with Susan, I'm sure Susan just wasn't only a mother. She had other interests in her life, and you know, I'm sure she was a great mom, but she probably had other parts of her identity that probably her family would like that people to know about as well. April says, if I was still dating, I would absolutely use those groups. I'm glad to not be dating nowadays. Scary times. Me too. I'm like, oh my God, I would hate to be single at like my age at 40. I've read some of the Facebooks, not Facebook, some of the Reddit groups on like dating over 30 or dating over 40. Oh, it's freaky. I don't even know where I'd start. I don't know what I would do. I think I would just be lost. I think I'd just be me. I'd just hang out with you guys here. It's brutal. It's brutal out there. I feel sorry for all the single people that are single in this day and age. It seems like it's a really hard thing to kind of navigate. You won't even eat dates? Well, hey, you know, I mean, you do you, and you be the best serial killer you can, Sean. Angela says, I'm 52 and single. I just can't with the dating crap. Right? I don't think I could do it. I think we should go back to how it was in the 90s, in the early 2000s, where you met girlfriends and boyfriends through friends. That's it. None of this dating apps and swipe right and swipe left or whatever. Or I don't know how it works, but let's go back to real connections and meeting through contacts and stuff like that. I hope they find out more about this because right now the details are freaking limited, real limited. I mean, the fact they can't even tell us who might have been out there. Would someone want him dead? Does he have any personal uh, you know, personal disturbances with other people? Like, has he been in arguments with anyone? Does he owe anyone money? Is there people that are chasing him for something? Like, none of that seems to be any sort of oh, we have an update here from it was a couple of days ago, but let's listen to it. So you stop listening to my dumb voice. Yeah.
What happened here is, and also today is Jillian Price. Jillian is the sister of our victim, Dustin Jersom. On October 12th, the sheriff's office received a report of a male found deceased in his wall tent approximately 2.5 miles up Moose Creek. The male has been identified as 35-year-old Dustin Jersom of the Belgrade-Bozeman area. This is a homicide, and we are working all hours of the day and night to find his killer. Jillian described Dustin as a caring, hardworking, and loving brother. He was brutally killed at his campsite, and we need your help. I'm going to turn this over to Captain Cameraman so he can describe to you what it is that we need from you. Captain Cameraman.
Good afternoon. We put together several facts for you to hopefully help the community narrow down exactly what we're looking for, as well as jostle any memories out there of anyone that may be up there, and encourage people to come forward with information. Dustin was last seen in the afternoon hours of Thursday, October 10, 2024. He was leaving to go camping up Moose Creek in his black 2013 Ford F-250 with a black topper and an aluminum silver ladder rack. He was well prepared for a weekend of camping and had plans to meet with a friend on Friday afternoon, but he never made that meeting. He was located deceased in his tent shortly after 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning. Autopsy has shown that he sustained multiple chop wounds, quote, which led to his death. We're following up on leads, but we have no arrest at this time. We're asking the community members to help us in this way. What we need from you is anyone who is present in the area between the evening hours of Thursday, October 10, and the early morning hours of Saturday, October 12, to reach out to us. That's up Moose Creek. Anyone with trail or game cameras in the Moose Creek area, please reach forward, even if the footage seems irrelevant. Anyone with in-car cameras traveling in the Moose Creek area during this time frame, please reach out to us. Anyone who saw the victim's truck, as a picture will be provided both on our Facebook site as well as I believe it's been provided to media. Anyone that's seen that truck during the time frame mentioned, please come forward to us. And anyone who saw something out of place, out of the ordinary in the areas surrounding Moose Creek, think of the whole canyon. If you saw something weird in the canyon area or in town with this truck, please reach out to us. That time frame again is between the evening hours of Thursday, October 10, and early morning hours of Saturday, October 12. Thank you for everyone who has already reached out with information. We've been given multiple leads, and we are working to close those leads and find what direction they take us. My folks are working around the clock. And again, as the sheriff said, we need your help on this. Anything you can bring to us would be greatly appreciated and may make a huge difference on what we find here. Thank you.
So we want you to better understand who Dustin was. And so to do that, Jillian Price, his sister, would like to say a few things.
This weekend, we lost our brother, our son, our uncle, our best friends, and our dad in the most unimaginable way. Dustin was a great kid. He was born here in Bozeman, and he worked all over the valley. He could have framed your house. He could have poured your foundation. He could have installed your countertops. He was a hardworking, skilled tradesman. He was a loving, helpful, and adoring father who in no way deserved this. I ask our community to please help us find out who did this. There is someone in our valley that is capable of truly heinous things. Please, if you are in Moose Creek at any time from Thursday to Saturday, please call and talk, even if you think you didn't see anything.
It's very hard hearing from her. Now, I did a bit more research because I really wanted to track this down. These roads are all numbered really weird on Google, but I was able to track down that campsite. So it's actually here. So this is Moose Creek Road right here, and this is that Taffrey Road right here. It kind of winds through here, but on this map it's called FS6959, but it's right here. This is the join between Moose Creek and that other road. It's right here, and they said that that's where he was found, somewhere right here. And the way I found this out is I went to a different GPS one for camping, and they have the correct namings of the road. See here, it's Tamfree Creek Road, and this is Moose right here, Moose Creek Road. They said it was at the intersection of these two roads, which is right here. So then we go back to the other map, and that's right here. Same formation of the roads, and then you get that one come through here. Though on this particular map, I don't know why, but it's called FS6959, and then Moose Creek. So somewhere around here, this is where they located him. But look here. There's a car. They are right. It is fairly busy out here. There are people out here for camping, I don't know, hiking, wilderness. I don't know what they do out here. Hunting. Look, there's a car right there. I doubt it's his car, but wait, what date is this from? It says 2024. Normally they have like a thing on here that tells you the day. It doesn't say. I doubt it's his vehicle. His vehicle was black. So this is a white four-wheel drive that you can see right there. So there are people out here all the time. It's not as remote as we were sort of thinking. Like it's remote in the sense that it's wilderness, but it's not remote in the sense that no one ever comes out here. There, like you can see someone camping right there, right now. So I'm guessing he was somewhere here, in a little campsite, either behind here or even just on the side of the road. This is the intersection right there. It does look like a little place a lot of people come through and camp. You can see the trail heading through here that's not labeled. It goes all the way through here. There's more. It goes all the way up here. There's a off-road sort of, unnamed dirt track. And yeah, there you go. You can see someone set up camping in the satellite photo. So that's the area right there. Right. April says, I would be scared in that community right now. It seems so random. I agree. I think the fact you have someone who's willing to do that to someone, possibly, let's just say this is a random. Say this has not got anything to do with the dating thing. Let's say it's got nothing to do with anyone he knows. Let's play devil's advocate. Let's say this is a random event. That's really abnormal. It doesn't happen very often. We've heard that a million times before from investigators. A purely random attack is quite rare, especially where you find yourself out in the wilderness like this. A fire station access road for like wilderness fires? Yeah, I get you. Your daughter got married at 22. That's very nice. So yeah, I would be worried in this community too. I really would. I mean, you have someone out there who was able to commit a brutal murder from all accounts that we've read. This was a extremely violent death. Someone either beat him to death or used an axe or something to hurt him. it was something that, you know, yeah, a lot of the people in the comments here from the community are just saying they don't understand why someone would do that. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. If there, yeah, that's a good question. Some people in the comments are asking, was there any theft from his campsite or his vehicle, and what, if anything, like what did his campsite look like when his friend got there? Other than him being found deceased, was there anything else broken, burnt, stolen? We don't have those details, unfortunately. Is there a climbing area close by? I don't think so. I mean, there's some terrain over here. You can see it gets higher over here. But do you climb it? I don't know. You've reached the you've reached the maximum of my knowledge. I'm not sure. But there's definitely people camping out here. You can see. So if we zoom out, how far away from Big Sky? Yeah, see Big Sky is down here. So it's not too far. So there we go. Yeah. Maybe not a climbing axe, but a lot of people would be taking some sort of sharp implement to cut up wood, like an axe or a tomahawk, to cut up firewood, or you know, just like you need a sharp edge weapon when camping to do certain things. So right, any valuables, was anything missing? We haven't got that information, so that would be good if the police could tell us. Maybe in a new press conference they will. All right. Diamond Heart says my son used to live in Billings and go camping, hiking there, but he now lives in Utah. Well, I'm glad he's not there right now. The community must be petrified, for sure. Yeah, you always take an axe camping. That's why when they first said it, I was like, oh, it's an axe. Even though they didn't say it, that's the first thing that came to my mind, because that's what you always take to go camping with. All right, let's get out of here for the night, for Saturday night. We've been on for too long, almost 2.5 hours. Been on here for many, many hours. So let's get out of here. I love you all. I will see you for Sunday Nights with Ping tomorrow after 49ers football. So whenever the 49ers finish, I will be on, and I'll see you then, okay? Bye. Bye-bye. Have a great Saturday night, or what's left of it anyway. See you later. Oh, by the way, thank you to Wendy R for the super chat. Those donations really do help out the channel, and I know it's difficult for everyone right now. So when people send something in, it does mean a lot. I know we go shopping too. It's like $140 for like 7 things. It's mental out there. So when someone's able to do that, I do really appreciate it. Sean also sent one in too. Was a day ago. I really appreciate that, Sean. Thank you very much. I'll add that to the Mushroom Fund. It's very kind of you. No, I have not. I've sent her an email and I didn't hear anything back. So she may be recovering still. I know that the surgery was going to be pretty painful. So she may be still trying to feel a bit better. Hope she gets more healthy from it. I hope this solves the issue and she lives a better life. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Much love. I'm sure she's fine. She sort of does this. I'll hear from her all at once, like for like a week or so, and then I won't hear from her for a while. And she did tell me, she told me before she went for the surgery that it was going to be, I might not hear from her for a little bit. So I'm not too worried. Yeah, love you all. Stay safe out there. Listen to the stories we tell you about. As tragic as they are, they're also life lessons that you need to be aware of everything you do, everywhere you go. Not to be paranoid, but just you have to be aware. Make sure you always know your surroundings. You too. I will go enjoy my evening. Actually, I have leftover Chinese food from last night. I'm so excited. The food was so good last night. We went out with family for a family dinner and went to a Chinese restaurant for a birthday. And the food was stupid good. It was probably the best Chinese I've had in years. Had like, you know, those bao buns with the sweet red pork in it? They were like so fluffy. They were so light and delicate. Really, really tasty. Sorry, I'm making you all hungry at like 2 a.m. in the morning. Sorry about that. No midnight snacks. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow, okay? About 10 o'clock tomorrow. Until then, good night.